But then I saw this information about the Sacituzumab. I hope it's the right one. I hope I'm not saying the wrong one. If I am, I'm going to have to put it below. But once I was reading it and seeing all the positives, I kind of got up again. Because I'm like, it's not just one medication that, I'm banking on just the rest of one chemo that I started and wasn't doing good. It's now there's a new medication that is for this kind of my situation. Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? I figured I would give you a little update because last time I talked to you, I told you that I had got the approval from my surgeon and my hospice team to try to go back to chemo. Well, basically to come off of hospice and go back to chemo. And I've been working at trying to get a hold of my doctor, and they're very busy, so I haven't gotten a hold of them. But I'm trying. But I do have a feeling I kind of might know why he's a little, behind, besides the fact of not, because of COVID, that making him more busy. I heard they're down a doctor. I don't know why, but I hope that doctor's okay. But also, back in either December or March, I have a video that I had done here where we went over all the medications I was on, and he had talked about a few medications he wanted to try me possibly on, but there was like a trial that he had wanted to look into. And the last time I talked to him about this, I'm not sure when it was definitely before March, he said that he hadn't gotten any information about it yet. Well, a friend of mine just sent me a link. Well, actually, a friend of mine put it on Facebook, maybe, and my son saw it, and he told me about it, and he sent it to me. So it's because of my friend that I got to see the link, but it's because of my son that it came to me. And I'm pretty sure this is the medication that, or the trial that the doctor was talking about. It's called, I think I'm pronouncing it right, Sacituzumab. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, a conjugate advocate. I'm going to have to look up that word. But I think it's an immunotherapy. It's not a chemotherapy, but I think what it does is it boosts the effect of the chemotherapy. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not a regular chemo. However, like my last two immunotherapies I was on, it does act like a chemo, and it basically is given to you the same way a chemo is, has very similar side effects of chemo, and to most people, they think you're getting chemo. And this one was having a lot of wonderful trials. And they decided to try it in the triple negative, people with triple negative who had I think 3 other failed attempts of chemo or of other kinds of medications. And that meaning you were at least on 3 other treatments that were supposed to work that didn't work, that they failed on. And of course I fit in that back years ago. So this one, they were seeing wonderful results last year, and they decided to put it on a fast track to get it approved. And I was kind of worried because I know with the COVID, they stopped all trials. And I didn't know at what point this was into becoming an actual medication, where it fit, if it was still in the trial phase, if it was where it was. And thank God it wasn't in the trial phase, because if it was, it wouldn't be worked on and it wouldn't have been approved. But it was. And they are now releasing it to people with triple negative breast cancer who've had more than 3 failed attempts, and of course that fits me. And I did do some other research on what kind of medications it's like, what the side effects are, and what other people have had on it. And I only saw, well, I did see a lot of links of other doctors talking about it, especially last year when they approved it for the fast track to be approved. And everything, they were like, oh my God, we got to get this out for them. There's nothing for those girls. We got to definitely do this. Or guys too, because guys get breast cancer too. And this one, hold on. I'm sorry. I have had problems with being dizzy and my getting out of breath, and I'll talk about that later. But when I get excited, I talk too fast. I need to slow down. So anyway, what was I saying? So they were all excited and they were talking about it, and they were so excited because we finally have something for us triple negatives. And I think it's also approved for, or if it's not approved, it's going to be approved for people who are HER positive. So that's a good thing too. I don't know about the HER2 one, if that's part of it, if you are HER2 positive, if you were qualified. But I know that the HR one is either qualified or they are working towards getting it approved for that one. I guess I said that right. Anyway, what I was saying is I saw a video of someone who was on a medication that was very similar to this medicine. And she didn't have breast cancer. She actually had, I guess I should say, she has another kind of cancer, but the medication that they gave her was very similar to the Sacituzumab. And I know she lost a lot of weight. I know she was really tired. I know she lost her hair, or she started to lose her hair. I think this was her first treatment, and she had been on another chemo, but it wasn't, she didn't already have her hair loss. So the chances of it going out as quick as possible, like me, weren't as high. So she was trying to keep her hair. So she still had some of her hair, although it was really thinning. She had a lot of sores on her faces, of course the sores in the mouth. She was really tired. Plus she was a new mom and had another child. I might put her link below because her story's amazing. She's actually a makeup artist in LA, I think. And she's still fighting, and she's a wonderful, great person. She found out she was pregnant, and after the pregnancy, she was not sure why she wasn't getting her energy back, and here she had cancer, a really, really serious one. So she's the one who was on the one medicine, and so she also has like wonderful skin typically, and she had all these breakouts from the medicine, nausea, typical chemo stuff, low counts, low immune system, nausea. Well, I already said nausea, diarrhea at one point. So it's going to feel like I'm on chemo. And I'm probably going to I think the one that they want is like to boost the chemo. So I will just be on the chemotherapy that I started and didn't have a good reaction to because of the schedule I was on before I had my surgery and had to be on hospice. I'll probably combine it with that one, and hopefully it'll boost that one and make that one work for a while for me with this new schedule. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy. I was already, riding on the high that I could actually talk to him about going back on the other chemo. And then I talked to my sister. She works in the cancer field, breast cancer field. And she's my best friend. And I can tell her anything and she can say anything to me too. And she always puts it to me bluntly. Like, if I'm not seeing things straight, like if I'm like, this is the end of the world, that's it, I hate life, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, Tam, I get it. I get it. Come on. She kicks me back after a little conversation, maybe 2 days. I'm not wanting to talk to her. I call her back and I'm like, yeah, you know what? You were right. So she knows how to put it to me. And we had a conversation where she's like, I'm really excited about you going on this and trying to go back to treatment. And I understand what she's going to say when she says this because I feel the same way. And I don't like to make people feel this way. But she says with my treatment, I'm always pushing, and I don't let people know when I'm not doing good. So it's like, if people know me, they would never know that I'm not doing good. So I'm like a roller coaster, up and down and up and down. One day I might be good, next day I'm not. And so I don't show that to everybody, but I do show it to her. And so she's like, this is a roller coaster, and I'm scared because I don't want you to be excited and get out there and talk to the doctor. And then the doctor say, well, we looked at your new results of how much your cancer is spread, and it's not going to be a good match now. And we don't think you should go back on it. And I don't want you to be totally upset because you're on this high and then it'll crash. And I'm like, she goes, I just want you to know what you're in for, and that to look at all of the options of what really can happen. And so after that conversation, I understand totally. I mean, trust me, I get it. And I understand how she's that high up and down, which is why I don't tell people when I'm doing good, because it can go day to day. And I don't like people seeing the side of me of, oh, I have cancer, woe is me, you know, and I don't want to do that. So it's a thin line to walk on. And I think people who have cancer, especially if you've had it for a while, you recognize that that's a thin line, because there's so many people who even just get like early stage cancer, and then they're like, oh, I have cancer, the world's, and you got to do things. I have to have everyone come and take care of me because I have cancer and my life is over. I don't want to do that. And like I said, the further along you get, the further you see that you don't want to be like that. But then that kind of is not good, because then for me, I tend to not let people see when I'm not doing good. So it's hard for them, because I'll ride on that and I won't let people know when I'm going down. I'll be going down. And then I'll be so bad that I'm in bed, bedridden. No one knows that I'm not doing good, so they're not calling to check on me. And then I'm in bed for days and I'm really sick, and then I'm close to death, and that's not good. So, but after the conversation, I did a little bit more research, and I did came down off of that major high of, I'm going back to treatment, I'm going to live, you know, yay. Not that I wasn't happy, but it wasn't as high. I kind of was like, this could be a good thing, or the doctor could say, because especially lately, my heart had, my nurses have been really worried about my heart rate and my blood pressure and my breathing and my pulse ox and stuff. And the last time that happened, it was my mediastinal tumors that were pushing into my heart, and I had more tumors in my lungs. But the issue mostly, I'm starting to wonder, is if my heart's being affected again. I think there was some major blood veins that go to my heart that were being constricted by my tumors. And it makes my pulse ox low and my blood pressure off. My heart feels funny a lot. It's just, I'm starting to feel that. And especially this past week, I've even now, it's and I just have to calm down, not get up fast. I definitely see a lot of stars. And another thing that I know, I've had a scan, and I've had a scan after I've had this, so I'm not sure if I don't think it's in my brain. I keep having those floaters. I guess when you look at the sun, then you look away and you have a line of stuff that stays there forever, and you go to look around and it doesn't go away. For me, that'll last for an hour or two, and it makes it so I get a mild headache. So people say they think it's probably migraines, but for me, I think I've noticed it's when I'm doing things, if I've walked around the grocery store, if I've gone out back and walked more, or done some more housework, it's probably when my oxygen's low when I get them. So I don't know if they're migraines or whatever it is, but I think all of that might be together, and it might have to do with my tumors. So I have the physical side effects that probably are showing that there's probably going to be a lot more cancer than I'm expecting when he does do my scans, because he will have to do scans to be able to approve me for my whatever medication that I go back on, and he may say no. So I was kind of a little bit lower. Well, I was lower. I wasn't as excited, but then I saw this information about the Sacituzumab. I hope it's the right one. I hope I'm not saying the wrong one. If I am, I'm going to have to put it below. But once I was reading it and seeing all the positives, I kind of got up again. Because I'm it's not just one medication that, you know, I'm banking on just the rest of one chemo that I started and wasn't doing good. It's now there's a new medication that is is for this kind of my situation. And along it would boost it and it would help me. And I've already had positive results from another chemo, another immunotherapy regimen, which I hope this isn't so much like where they're going to say, well, you're already on that one and that one stopped working, so this one won't work. I think it's a different kind of immunotherapy. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm going to post some links below to some of the YouTube videos I watched about it and some of the articles. So if you are interested, if you know someone who has triple negative breast cancer who's in the same boat or just diagnosed, you can let them know. And I say just diagnosed because you're like, you know, you hear triple negative breast cancer and you're like, there's so many bad things, I'm going to die. But there's things on the up and coming. And then now there's this that is actually for triple negative breast cancer. And those who have triple negative know that it's just chemo, surgeries, and, you know, there's not much else. But now there hopefully is. And that's what this is. So I am hoping that maybe my doctor was reading and like heard about that I wanted to talk to him, went back into my chart, and then just kind of refreshed his memory on what I might be wanting to talk about, and then saw the approval of this medicine and is trying to get some information about that. And that's why he's taking a little longer. If not, I'm going to mention it. I'm going to call him again tomorrow. Today is Sunday. I'm going to call him again tomorrow morning and every morning to see if I can get a video conference in something, get this started. And definitely going to have my paperwork with this new medication written down here. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. So, back to how I'm physically doing. The tumors are obviously getting bigger. My chest tumor is definitely not good again. It's not infected. And that's the key right there. If it gets infected, then that's going to keep me from doing treatment. But it's not. It's just bigger. And it's pushing on stuff. And it's now, I think, either I have a lot more tumors in my lungs that are causing me not to be able to breathe, or it's my heart, or it's probably a combination of the two. And I didn't really notice it as much, like 2 weeks ago, when my main nurse said she needed to check my heart again. And she's like asking me all these questions. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I said, I think I'm fine. And she's like, well, your numbers are showing something different. And then I started to feel it. And I'm like, oh, God. So they have Hospice provide you with different things depending on what you need. And they originally said they were going to get me a heart pulse ox monitor, but I don't know if that was approved. But they came in with oxygen tank. So I have an oxygen tank sitting over there in case I need it. And last time I had real bad, when I had the melanoma, I did need oxygen. So when my heart started having problems, they went over what to do again, when I was going to need it, and if I needed it, how to use it. So I don't have to go to the hospital to get oxygen like I did or the doctor's office to get oxygen. I can just use the oxygen here. And I kind of want to talk it over and see if I'm at what, cause I don't know when I'm supposed to use oxygen. I think I might go out and get my own pulse ox monitor where you stick it on your finger, and just so I have that as a guideline to know when I should be taking it. So no need to worry about that. I'm not driving when I'm not doing good. I won't drive. I don't even go anywhere. I pick up my kids and I might go to the grocery store once every 2 weeks, and that's it. And then I don't go out walking as much, like the nightly walk. And when I do anything like that, I go with my son or someone else and make sure someone's with me. So as far as am I okay the way I am? Yeah, I think I'm okay. Plus I have my team coming out, my hospice team coming out every other day. Just about every other day. So, yeah. Another weird thing is that the treatment that they give me to clean my wounds, they are open still. And one of them I use only when I'm starting to run out of the other. It's like a solution wash. Because Now with the COVID, it takes longer for this stuff to come in. So I've kind of gotten to know which ones take longer. And when I'm getting low on that, I use the other one, which isn't as good, but it's so weird. I've been actually able to taste it. Like after I use it to clean, it's not the smell. I can actually taste it for hours. I still taste it now. Like, it's so weird. Even when I had water ice, mango water ice, I could taste it. It's almost like bleach or chlorine. If anyone out there has ever experienced this, it's with this, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a wash that washes out wounds. And I just use a little bit of it. I don't like put any there and leave it there. It's not like I'm smelling it constantly. So I don't, that's something weird. I don't know if you need to know that, but, and yeah, I've been really dizzy too, not dizzy, shaky. So all of it is just not right. There's something going on. So I need to hurry up and get on treatment so it makes it smaller. At least know where I'm going to be, you know, when it comes to treatment. So anyway, please just, of course, continue to pray for me. And I'm excited about the nicer weather, being able to go out now, be having some outdoor furniture soon. Thank you to who you are. Excited about that. And I need, you know, sun's supposed to help with being depressed and healing, and it makes me feel good when I'm outside. So I'm excited about the nice weather. And just, it would be great to be able to be on treatment too again. So, alrighty guys, you guys have a nice day. Thank you, and continue to pray. Please stay safe. If you're in one of those states that is opening up, be careful. Don't do too much. You know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and just do the right thing, okay? Have a nice day. Bye, guys.